Hey, divine ones. Y'all come on in with me. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I see y'all. I see some of y'all. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Y'all come on in. Look now, y'all know I told y'all I be changing up my hair and stuff, so y'all have to keep up. Y'all have to keep up with me. Y'all come on in. Come on in. I got a message I want to give y'all today. Something that's just been on my heart. I ain't gonna preach. I don't plan on preaching. I just want to talk to y'all. I don't reckon Corey gonna come out here and get me. If he do, y'all, I just have to step out. I just have to step out and yes, I made it back quick. That's my mom. I was in Georgia. I done made it back to Bama, baby. I be flying coming back home. I love to be home, y'all. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. So yeah, like I was saying, I don't plan on preaching. I just wanted to share something with y'all that the Lord put on my heart and just encourage some people. I just want to encourage some people. You know, this message right here is gonna be like it's a spinoff. It's a spinoff from something I already talked about. I just touched on it briefly, but it was on one of my other videos. And God been doing a lot of spinoffs lately. I noticed that he been doing a lot of spinoffs. Like I have a message where I'm talking about something, and then, you know, like I'll hit on something real quick in that message, and then God will tell me circle back Ryan and pick that up and go more in depth with that. So I mentioned this on one of the other videos, and God told me to circle back Ryan and go in depth with this. So I circled back Ryan, did as he told me to do, and God said go in depth with this. And like I said, I want to encourage some people today. This is going to be for my people that are in waiting. This is going to be for my people that's single. You in waiting, baby. So this is what the Lord told me to tell y'all. God say, listen, I need y'all to understand that no matter what is going on in the earth realm, y'all listen, no matter what is going on in this realm, no matter what is going on in this physical plane, okay, God and the angels and Jesus, ain't nobody lost their mind in the kingdom, baby. Everything's still going as usual in the kingdom. Everything's still running fine. Everything's still running perfectly. Ain't nothing changed up. And see, God say, I need y'all to understand. Don't look at the things that's going on in the world and put that on God and what's going on in the kingdom. This is why the Bible says we are in the world, but we are not of this world. See, when you walking with God, baby, you got to understand, no matter what you see going on in the world, no matter what you see people doing, no matter how you see folks buying down to the enemy, you belong to a whole nother kingdom. You belong to a whole nother government. So God say, listen, I need y'all to understand. This is what he told me to get up here and talk to y'all about today. He said, I need you to understand that kings and queens still exist. Somebody put that in the comments, baby. Say queens and kings still exist to this day. I touched on this briefly, and like I said, in one of my other videos, but God told me to circle back, pick back up with this. And he said, I want you to go in depth a little bit with this today. He said kings and queens still exist. But he said, if you looking for them in the world, he said, you ain't gonna find them. You ain't gonna find them. Listen, out of all these red pill men, and I can't even keep up with all the names and stuff they got now, honey. They got all kind of names. How they go in on women saying this and that. Listen, that's God said that's because what they've been looking for, what they've been dealing with, they've been going out in the world. And every time you go out in the world ain't got what did Jesus tell us about the world? He said in the world you're gonna have tribulation. In the world you're gonna have trouble. That's why you're having trouble with them women, because it's where you going and picking them up at. Do you understand me? And God said same thing for the women. He said that's why you having trouble with the men, because it's where you going to pick them up at, where you meeting them at, where you connecting with these folks at. See, God said we got to understand, baby. We got to understand that God got some folks. Y'all listen. God say, I don't care how they out there acting the fool. I don't care how folk walk around here like they done lost their mind. God say, I got some folks. And listen to what he told me, y'all. He said, these people are right under your nose. These folks is right up under y'all nose. Listen. Now listen, this is what God say some of y'all gonna have to do. God say you're gonna have to change your preferences. Yeah. Change your preferences. Do you understand me? Because it's God say it's little things you got. You prefer this and you prefer that. And and that ain't even no requirement. That ain't even no standard. That ain't no boundary. That's just something you prefer. Oh, well, I prefer that he's tall, dark, and handsome. I prefer big booty Judy. I prefer this. I prefer that. But see, God say, listen, he said, I'm gonna need you to look at the heart. Y'all know the scripture where God was telling Samuel, when Samuel went to go anoint David as king, and God was telling Samuel, he said, look not at his countenance. Come on now. Look not at the countenance. God saying, don't look at the outer appearance. Don't look at the outside. And I want y'all to just take a moment and ask yourself, whenever you pick somebody based off their looks alone, okay, just by what these folks look like, just because they got swag, or just because she got the measurements or whatever, you pick these folks just because of what they look like. Are you with them today? Are you with them today? And if you are with them today, is you happy? Is you happy? Because a lot of folks are, yeah, we still together, but is you happy? And listen, don't nobody know like you know if you really truly happy. Don't nobody know like you and God know if you really truly happy. And see, what we got to understand is that God say, it is my good pleasure to give you the kingdom of God. It is God's good pleasure to bless you. It is God. And this one thing I learned about God. God ain't no halfway God. Somebody put that in the comments, baby. Say he's not a halfway God. He ain't no God. You cannot tell me that the God that you serve, he can heal your body. Come on now. He can elevate you in your finances. He can do all this other stuff for you. But when it comes to your love life, God telling you, oh, you on your own with that. You on your own with that. God say no. He said, if you submit that part of your life to me too, he said, I'm going to bless you in that area. But God said, you got to wait on me. Somebody put that in the comments. Say, wait on God. The Bible say, wait, I say, on God. And see, God know that you were going to get impatient. And God know that you were going to go to picking this and picking that. That's why he gave you something to do while you wait. That's why you're supposed to be in your purpose. And you're supposed to be working your gifts, developing your gifts, because that's going to keep you occupied until they show up. Glory be to God. That's going to keep you occupied. But God said you got to change your preferences. Listen, he said, come out of wanting the tall, dark, and handsome. Come out of just looking at the measurements. Come out of just looking at that. Because God said, now not to say that a woman or a man that has those features, they not a good person. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you got to look at the whole package. God said, look at the whole package. Don't see he said, you got to think about this. How many times you done got happy off of what you seen physically, but you didn't take the time to vet that person. You didn't take the time to get to know that person. You didn't take the time to figure out what's inside that package. See, God say this is how you going to find the kings, and this is how you going to find the queens, because God said they still exist. Listen. If y'all don't take nothing else that I'm saying from this message today, I want y'all to hear me when I say, no matter what is going on in the world, God's kingdom is not affected by the earth realm. Do you understand me? No matter what going on down here, God ain't affected by that. God just looking for some folks that got some faith. Oh my goodness. Y'all put that in the comments, baby. Say faith. One word, faith. That's the only thing that's standing in between you and your destiny. That's the only thing that's standing in between you and your promised land. You got to believe that it's yours. You got to believe that it is your Father's good pleasure to bless you. You got to believe that it is your Father's good pleasure. Come on now, to see you elevate, to see you be happy in every area of your life. God don't just want to give you this over here and that over there and then leave that blank. God want to fill in all the blanks. And because God want to get the glory out of your story, baby. God want to see you loving a queen. Do you understand me? He want to see you loving a king. He want to see a kingdom marriage come together as a threat to the kingdom of hell. God want to see that. He want to see that. And God say, I'm ready to give that to you. I'm ready to give you that. I'm talking to the men and I'm talking to the women. He said, I'm ready to give you that. But God say, do you believe it? Do you believe it? And do you believe you worthy? And see, I'm gonna tell y'all what God say. He say, now out out of everybody that you done came across in your past, and they fumbled the ball or messed it up or whatever happened, he said, are you really healed from that? Are you really healed from that? Have you really let that go? And I'm gonna tell you, one of the ways how you can know that you truly healed from something, when you think of the memory, when your mind flash back and you think of the memory, can you take the lesson from that? Can you say, you know what? I thank this person for teaching me this. Being with them taught me this, or it taught me that, or it showed me this, or it showed me that. When you can have that memory without that sting, you can have that memory without that hatred or without that animosity in your heart towards that person, when you can think of it as a lesson and you can appreciate the lesson that person taught you, that's how you know you truly heal. For me, that's my definition. That's what I would say. That's how you know you truly heal. When you can say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing me. God said for some of the men, and I'm talking to the men and the women, but God said for some of the men, he said you need to look back on some of these situations that you dealt with these women, and you ain't got to go physically up to that woman to this day, but just in the spirit, as you talking to God, as you talking to yourself, tell her thank you. Thank you for showing me exactly what I did not want. Thank you for showing me exactly what I did not need. Thank you for showing me that wasn't the way I was trying to go. Now I know what I want. Now I know what I need. Now I know how to spot a queen. Now I know how to spot a king. Thank you. See, that's how you know you truly healed and you truly ready. And God said when you walk into it, he said you got to walk into it with a mindset to say, what can I give? What do I have to give? What do I have to offer? Because when you got two people that's coming to that and they both saying, what do I have to give? What do I have to offer? Ain't nobody gonna go lacking. Y'all know you done been in situations, you done been in relationships, you done been in marriages, some of you with people where you come in trying to give, trying to offer this, trying to make them happy, and they just receiving it. And they ain't got nothing to give back to you. And then what end up happening? You end up burning out. You end up burning out because that's a one-sided relationship. That's a one-sided marriage. So God say, be grateful for that situation because it showed you. It showed you what you didn't want. And he said, look at the signs that person showed you. And he said, moving forward, you got to look for those signs today. When you meet new people, because I'm telling y'all, new people are going to cross y'all path. God going to send all kind of people. And you got to know how to, nope, and just keep it moving, baby. Just keep on going. And see, in the midst of that, I'm gonna tell y'all, we just talking. In the midst of that, I'm gonna tell y'all, Satan is gonna try to discourage you. He gonna try to discourage you. He gonna get in your ear and he gonna start talking and, oh, ain't no good men out here, ain't no good women out here. Listen, y'all, you gotta stop saying that. A lot of times it came out of what we grew up hearing. A lot of you didn't grow up seeing good men. You didn't grow up seeing kings. So you think because you didn't grow up seeing that they don't exist. No, baby, that's a lie from hell. They exist. Do you understand me? Just because you didn't see them and you didn't experience them. And the same thing with the men. You didn't grow up seeing a queen. You didn't grow up. You grew up seeing women just doing anything, anytime, any place with anybody. But God said, I need you to understand that in the midst of all of that, he said, don't let your experience with one woman, your experience with 5 women, your experience with 50 women, however many women it done been. God said, don't let that cause you to miss out on your destiny. Because I have a woman, God said, I done pulled a rib from you and I done made this woman for you. And God said she's a queen and she gonna treat you like the king that you are. But you got to believe that, baby. Somebody put that in the comments, baby. Say, I believe. I believe. I feel like Fantasia today, baby. That's why I love that song. She say, I believe. God said you got to believe. Let me tell y'all, God passing out blessings this season, baby. But the only folks that's going to get it is the folks that's crazy enough to believe. In this generation that we in today, God looking for some folks that's crazy enough to believe that queens still exist, that kings still exist. Glory be to God. They exist. They just ain't in the world. As long as you going out there in the world doing this and doing that, what does that mean? You got to change your mindset. Y'all know what I told y'all on the last video when I was telling y'all you got to reprogram your mind. Okay, you got to reprogram your mind. Because see, same way I told y'all that the habits are attached to the old mindset. So if you have a belief system in the old mindset that say these men ain't no good, all these men do is this, that, and the third. These men some cheaters. Every man cheat. Every woman cheat. These men ain't nothing but dogs. They this, that, and the third. Let me tell y'all something. You better change that belief system right now. And if you sitting around folks that still talking like that and you trying to get that out of your thinking, you better remove them. I don't care who it is. I love you. My day one divine ones. Y'all know what I tell you to tell them. I love you. God bless you, and bye. Because if not, you're gonna keep perpetuating that. You're gonna keep repeating that cycle. Okay, all men dogs. You're gonna meet all of them. You're gonna meet every dog. Every dog on every corner, he coming your way. Why? Because that's in your thinking. That's in your belief system. And so you attracting you own that frequency. So when you own that frequency, whatever is on that frequency, it automatically comes to you. Good, whether it be good or bad. And this ain't opinion, what I'm telling y'all. This is law. This is God's universal law. Whatever you own the frequency of, it's coming to you, whether you want it or not. So you got to stop thinking like that. Stop talking like that. Stop believing that. You got to get that out of your mind. You got to detox your mind. I'm telling y'all, God say kings and queens still exist. They still exist. They out here. Somebody put that in the comments, baby. Say they out here. They out here. But guess what? They only connecting with the people that's on the same frequency that they own. Boom. Come on now. They only connecting with the people that's on the same frequency that they own. You can holler about you want a good man all you want to. You can holler about you want a good woman all you want to. You can holler about you want a queen all you want to. Until you get that stinking thinking out of your mind and you raise your frequency. Now the super saved folks, don't y'all be coming at me in my DM and in my inbox and stuff because I'm saying words like frequency and vibration and all that there. I'm kingdom. Okay, I'm kingdom. So I know what I'm talking about. This is God's law. This is God's law. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You give God his credit. The problem is y'all trying to take this stuff and cut God out of it. I give God his credit. Okay, this is God's law. This is God's law, and it's true. Okay, so I can use words like frequency and vibration and universe because I'm kingdom and I'm using it. I'm giving God his credit. The problem is when these folks try to X God out and try to make it their own stuff. But I just had to throw that in there. But yeah, you got to get on the frequency. You got to get on the frequency of what you want. What that mean? You got to start walking and talking and acting and thinking like you already got it. Like you already got it. And yeah, people gonna think you crazy. They gonna think you crazy. What does that mean? That mean that, you know what, when you in your shower, you ought to be in your shower, just showering, singing, having you a good old time. Like you got somebody in there with you. And ain't nobody in there but you. But you ought to be in there like you got a whole party in there. Like you in there with your kingdom spouse. You just showering it up, baby. Just having you a good old time. You dancing, you got your music, you just having a good time. You go sit down, have you some lunch and talk to the Father. And ain't nobody sitting at the table with you. And God said, how many of you can do that? How many of you can do that? Can you go to the park? Can you go for a stroll and just talk to God and talk to yourself? Do you know yourself? Because y'all know what they say, whoever you are as a single person, that ain't gonna change. When you find your queen, when you find your king, that's not gonna change. Dr. Miles, I heard Dr. Miles say that. He said marriage does not improve you. It exposes you. Yeah. It don't improve you. It exposes you. So if you was faking it, if you was out here posting pictures on social media talking about self-love is the best love, and you know you hate being by yourself, and you always looking for somebody to be around you, guess what? When you do get with somebody, if you do manipulate that and you connect with somebody, that's going to come out. And that's going to be exposed. That's going to be exposed. Because them folks going to be like, why she always want me to be around her? That's just, I love her, but that's weird. Why he always want me to be around him? Why every time I leave the house, I'm going here, I'm going there, he calling me. I got to FaceTime him, let him see who with me. He got to see who around and all that stuff. God said, it's going to be exposed. So he said, if you single, you need to work on this now. You need to get this together now, because I'm going to tell y'all something else. This is what God say. He said you're going to be held to a higher standard. I'm telling you the truth when I tell you that queens and kings still exist. But when you get one, listen now, when you get one, when you finally link with your queen or you finally link with your king, I need you to understand that you're going to be held to a higher standard. Do you understand me? Too much is given, much is required. Come on now. God is going to require something else from you. Y'all know what I told y'all on the podcast. What you did with Pookie and Lil Ray and them, you're not going to be able to do it with a man of God. You're not going to be able to do that with a king. Come on now. What you did with, the women around the corner, around the street, you're not going to be able to do that with a queen. You're not going to be able to do it. That ain't going to fly. That ain't gonna fly. And God said, get this, they not gonna argue with you. It ain't gonna be no bickering. It ain't gonna be no going back and forth. No, it's gonna be a respectful check. You're gonna get respectfully checked. Okay. And then if it continues, bye. You keep doing it, bye. Because you gotta understand, when you got you a queen, when you got you a king, baby, they ain't playing no games. Come on now, they ain't playing no game. They about their father's business. So you got to make sure you about your father's business. So let me get the women. You sit up on the phone all day, gossiping, lying, talking about folks. Yeah, girl, did you see what such posted? Did you see? She know she be lying. She know she ain't pay cash for that car. She know she got payment. She got to make them payments on that car. And you seen what she posted, girl, talking about it's paid in full. Talking about this mine's with an S. She don't even know how to spell. Just lying, girl. Just up here lying. Come on now. And you saying you want a good man. You want a king. But you're not about your father's business, though. Y'all see what I'm saying? So you're going to be held to a higher standard. So God said, before you ask for something, I need you to make sure that you're ready for that. I need you to make sure that you own that frequency. Because I'm going to tell y'all, like I told y'all in the other video that I did, once you have done the work, once you have made room in your heart, once you have reprogrammed your mind, once you've been transformed by the renewing of your mind, you really don't even have to ask for what you want. You're going to automatically get it. You're going to automatically, like these people are going to they're going to walk into your life. They're going to walk into your life. And not just queens and kings as in a relationship, but I'm talking about queens and kings as in friendships, queens and kings as in business partners and business associates. These people, they love on a whole nother level. These people, they befriend you on a whole nother level. These people, they do business on a whole nother level. They support you on a whole nother level. These some eagles. Y'all put them eagle emojis in the comments, baby. God said, let me tell y'all, you talking about queens and kings, baby, you talking about eagles. You talking about eagles. And one thing I know about eagles, baby, they ain't afraid to fly alone. They ain't afraid to fly alone, baby. They will fly alone and they do not flock. Do you understand me? They do not flock. So God say, if you want to attract a person like that, if you want me to send a person like that, he said, I'm going to need you to be all right being by yourself. Can you be all right being by yourself until they roll up on you, until they show up? Come on now. God said you're going to be held to a higher standard. He said you can't be sitting around here. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get y'all because he be getting me now. So I got to get y'all. God said, come on, women. Don't be sitting around here talking about, he got to make 6 figures. He got to make this. He got to make that. He ain't got no money, child. He broke. I can't do nothing with no broke man. I can't do this and do that. Okay, God said, now all your life you've been picking men based off the money. Where that done got you? Where that done got you? Okay, you got a few bags. Okay, you got a few shoes. Okay, you got a few wigs. Okay, you done got flued out a couple times. But where else that done got you? Are you truly happy? See, I'm not talking about stuff because we can get stuff from anybody. I'm talking about true happiness. I'm talking about true joy. I'm talking about true peace. You're not going to find that in the world. I don't care what they told you. You're not going to find that in the world. So God said we got to understand that the way we've been picking the wrong way. We've been picking the wrong way. I like the way Tony Gaskin say it. He say, let his character be his currency. The money shouldn't be the currency. Let his character be his currency. Because even a broke man, if he got character, it won't be long before he have money. It won't be long before he have money. And God says a lot of women that done passed up on some kings because of the money. Because of the money. And you got with somebody else that had the money, but they didn't have the character. You got with men that had the 6 figures, but didn't even like women, didn't even respect women. And I'm gonna tell y'all, God said for some folk, they're gonna be just like that woman was on that Tyler Perry movie, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. She's staying in that big fancy house up there on the mansion on the hill, and in that house getting drugged. In that house getting drugged, baby. She in there, Charles. Charles dragging her all up and through that house, baby. And she living good in the neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't all about the money. You better make sure he got some character. Come on now. You better make sure he got integrity. You better make sure he got some values. Glory be to God. God said you're going to be held to a higher standard. You're going to be held to a higher standard. He said, I need you to shift your mindset. God said, I need you to have faith. He said, I need you. He said, do not bow down to the devil. A lot of y'all, well, these women, you know, they got this, they got that, they got these type of bodies, and you know, they all look like they always got a man. They got a man, you know, they busting it wide open, they twerking online, they taking bike shots in the mirror, and they posting all kind of seductive pictures, and you know, everybody husband and man over there liking their pictures and all that stuff. God said, don't you bow down to the devil, baby. Come on now. He said, keep your standards. He said, now you can lay them preferences down. Some of them preferences need to go. But God said you need to keep your standards. Keep your standards. Your standards are your non-negotiables. That's what you will not bend on. That's what you will not move off of. God said, keep your standards. You ain't got to do something just because you see other women doing it. You ain't got to do something just because you see other men doing it. Best believe one thing about it, 2 things for sure. When it's a real man of God, when it's a real woman of God, a queen or a king, they're going to recognize the internal spiritual value that you bring. See, a person that's in the world, a person that have worldly eyes, they can't see that. That's why a lot of people that y'all was with, it didn't work out. It didn't work out because they didn't have spiritual eyes to see what you was working with. They didn't know that you was that in the spiritual realm, baby, that you was a diamond, that you was a ruby, that you was a queen, that you was, the Bible said, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. But God say a worldly man will not know a virtuous woman. He will not know her. So God said that's why a lot of these people that you done been with, that's why it didn't work out. That's why it seemed like they did you so wrong and they didn't have to do you like that. I know it, but God said they was worldly. They was worldly and they could not comprehend your spiritual value. It take a king to see that. Come on now, it take a queen to see that. A worldly person can't see that. Because see, this is what I learned from being in the world and then now being in the kingdom of God. When you in the world, you blinded. Oh, glory be to God. When you in the world, it's like having blinders, spiritual blinders on. You can't see. You can't see. So it be good men, good women all up and around y'all. I told y'all, God said that they right up under your nose. Listen, he said you pass these people every day. But see, glory be to God. Holy Spirit, help me explain this. Your mindset, it only sees it only sees the belief system that it carries. Like what's inside of your mind, what you believe exists, that's all you will see. Until you open your mind up to other possibilities, it's just like a vision board. This is why a vision board works. This is why a vision board is so powerful. Because when you look at it, every day when you look at it, you're putting that image in your mind. You're focusing on that image. So when you go out into the world, whatever image that you have burnt into your mind is going to start scanning your environment for that. It's going to start looking for it. Y'all know, like if you have a vehicle or something like that on your vision board, when you go out, you see that vehicle everywhere. You see it everywhere. Even if you just got that vehicle or you drive, like you drive a certain type of vehicle, when you go out in traffic, you notice those vehicles everywhere. Other people that don't have that type of car, they don't notice it. Why? Because that image is not burnt in their mind, but it's in your mind. It's in your paradigm. It's in your belief system. So you see it. So you see, that's how you can see. You can look at people and say, oh, how did she find somebody? How did she find a man like that? Or how did he find a woman like that? He had to believe that that existed. She had to believe that that existed, and she had to focus on that and nothing else. And then when she went out her house, when she went out her environment, her mind was already conditioned to look for that. So she spotted it, and it spotted her. And it worked the same way if it's something good or if it's something bad. That's why I say you got to stop saying all men are dogs. You got to stop saying all men cheat. You got to stop saying all women are you know what's. Because you're going to meet every one of them, because you have a belief system that supports that. So when you step out your house, queens are all in front of you, but you're not going to see the queen. All you're going to see is the other ones. Y'all know. You're going to see the other ones. You're gonna see the Jezebels and the Delilahs. That's who you're going to see. Why? Because you have a belief system that supports that. So you got to get that out of your thinking. You got to get that out of your thinking, y'all. God said, don't bow down to the devil. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Make a list. Make a list of internal qualities. Internal qualities. I don't want you to put nothing physical on this list. Nothing physical. Surrender that over to God. Surrender that over to God. This is for my single folks. Surrender that over to God. Do not put nothing physical on this list. I don't put nothing about no, oh, he got to be tall. Don't put nothing up there about, oh, she got to be thick. Oh, she got to be this. The internal qualities. Internal, spiritual, internal. Make that list. This is going to be a list of your ideal partner. Your ideal partner. Make that list. And then one quality at a time. One quality at a time. I want you to become that. I want you to become that. I want you to become that every day. Every day. And you don't move to the next quality until you done mastered that first one that you started with. Every day. Every day. And I'm telling y'all, as you work, if you want somebody, that's healthy, if you want somebody that's fit, okay, well, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. Come on now. If you want somebody that's honest, if you want somebody that's truthful, you know what you got to do. You got to stop telling them little white lies. You got to stop telling them little white lies. Come on now. God is watching you. And you're gonna meet every other person that tells them little white lies. You gonna meet them. But I'm telling y'all, kings and queens still exist. That's all I want to come up here and tell y'all today. They out here. They out here. They walking around. They right up under your nose. They right up under your nose. Right under your nose. You see them every day. But it's your belief system. It's your belief system. This is truth that I'm telling y'all. This ain't nothing but the truth. This ain't nothing but the truth. Whatever you focus on, whatever you think about constantly, whatever you listen to all the time, when you step outside of your house, that's what's coming to meet you. That's what's coming to meet you. So y'all see how important it is to guard your mind. That's why the Bible says, keep your heart, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. All your problems, all your situations, all your circumstances, all of your experiences, every one of your life experiences, they flow from your mind. It's coming from your mind. So you got to go to the root. You got to go to the stream where the water is flowing from. And once you clean up the stream where the water is flowing from, everything that come out of that gonna be pure. Everything that come out of that gonna be pure. You got to guard your mind. Be careful what you listen to. Be careful what you watch. I'm telling y'all, the devil gonna send, he gonna send people around. He gonna send people like your sister. He gonna send people like your brother, your uncle, your daddy, your cousin, them. And they gonna come around talking that same old talk about how these women ain't no good and how they woman they got ain't no good, and they just so convinced that who you got ain't no good neither. You gonna have to get from around them folks, baby. Get from around them folks. Get from around them single bitter girlfriends that these men ain't about nothing. All they do is be lying. You can't believe nothing they say. You can't get from around that stuff. Get from around that stuff. Now, if you don't desire anybody, you don't want that, you don't care, and you can truthfully say that, you ain't just saying that for, like they say, you ain't capping. But you can truthfully say that, and you mean that, then that's fine. But if you desire that, I want to tell you, ain't nothing wrong with you desiring that. If you desire a kingdom spouse, if you desire a kingdom man, a kingdom woman, that is a divine desire. That is a desire that was given to you by God. And God is well able to fulfill that desire. He's the one that put it there. He wanna flex his muscles. God wanna show. He wanna show through you. He wanna work through you and show this generation that good men and good women still exist. He wanna show this generation that he can bring two people together and they can be a threat to the kingdom of hell. They can be busting down Satan's kingdom brick by brick. That the devil shake and tremble every time these folks get up out their bed in the morning. God wanna do that. He won't do that. But he can only bless you according to your faith. So you just got to believe, baby. You just got to believe. Believe that it exists. Okay? Because I'm telling you, queens and kings, they still exist. They out here. All right. I love y'all so much. I am Latoya Okeia. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all, what today is? Sunday. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. I'm praying for each and every one of y'all. Don't get weary. Be not weary in well doing. I know it get hard. But hold on. Help is on the way. Be not weary in well doing, because you approaching your due season. Okay, it's about to be your due season, and everything you've been praying for, everything you've been waiting for, fasting for, trusting God for, face to face, you gonna come face to face with it. Okay, I'm praying for y'all. Everything gonna be all right. Just keep on trucking, baby. Okay, I am Latoya Okeia, and I'll check in with y'all later.